Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you bringing forth the resolution. I think it is, I think it's frankly a very good idea that we're taking a closer look at these transactions. As you mentioned, this is, I think, we're bringing this up as a direct result of the $50 million lime timber situation. I guess what I would say, Mr. Chairman, is that I think there are a lot of outstanding questions here. What justification exists to redirect a state-subsidized loan that's intended for water and sewer treatment plant improvements to a private equity firm for timberland acquisition? Why was such a deal offered to one well-connected, politically well-connected firm instead of being publicly advertised? Why was this application allowed to proceed? We've seen the application, and we see that it's obvious that some of the answers that they put down to questions on the application don't match up with the questions on the application. In our hearing, we learned that DCNR did not inquire about the status of mineral rights on this property. I think it's fair to ask what other private firms stand to gain from similar transactions in the future. And I also would encourage the Auditor General to look at the language specific to this deal as far as public access to the property. As we all know here in the legislature, definitions are very important. That term is not defined. And if we're going to be spending $50 million in a subsidized loan at 1% interest for a private equity firm, and they turn around and guarantee public access and then tout this public access as a benefit of the deal, but in essence it turns out the public access is not defined and turns out there's very little public access, then what are we doing? So I strongly encourage the members to support the resolution, and I would encourage the Auditor General to take it up as soon as possible once it passes the full House. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.